Welcome everybody to our Sunday Satsang. It is live on TikTok every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so if you are watching this, you're watching the replay. Today we're going to be calling in the angels, doing some healing, and channeled messages from, I don't know yet. You guys know, but I don't know. So feel free to stick around or fast forward to the part that you are interested in. Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Satsang Sunday, everybody. Just giving my little YouTube intro before we get started. So there has been a part of this that I have enjoyed, and it is, oopsie, letting Spirit pick a song for us. We did it last week, and I think we're going to do it again this week. Hello, Mia's here. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome. While I'm waiting for this to come through, how are you guys doing? Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. We are currently having a thunderstorm where I live, so I'm pretty sure we had one last weekend too. Hello, Mikhail. Hello, Adam. Just chilling. Good. Sounds good. Okay, so I have this on. We're going to go back to that, but first we're going to do this part. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to go to Synergy. We're going to use Synergy. Yeah, we're going to use Synergy. Okay, so if you are interested in the playlist that the song came from, it is in the link tree in the bio. Is this live on YouTube right now? No. Once the live is finished, I'm going to download it and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So anything that happens on the live that might be interesting or fun, you'll be able to watch it again on YouTube. And my goal is to have that uploaded tomorrow. Yeah. So here we go. Let's see, what song do we need to hear this week, Spirit? If they wanted to, they would. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's a good song. Thank you, Jenna. Let them drag you down. Let them drag you down. Let them drag you down. Keep your head up and fix that crown. If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to, they would. So keep on acting like you should. If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to, they would. So keep on acting like you should. If they wanted to, they would. We'll do whatever the next song is because that one's only 50 seconds. Miracle by Paramore. Dang, that rain is really coming down crazy. So Spirit is choosing Miracle by Paramore for us. I mean, that line is pretty good. Welcome, Courtney. I mean, it's not it's not a live from me without some Paramore, right? Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Hopefully she can figure it out. But if she doesn't, the replay is going to be on YouTube. Ooh, I just had chills on that one. This one's Riot. Jenna asked what the album was. Hello, Susan. It's been a while since I've seen you. It's so good to see you. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you? Oh, good, Susan. Right, Mikhail? How was the fireworks tonight? Oh, that wasn't from tonight. That was from a few weeks ago. It was really good. Hello, Denigal, sorry. Thank you for helping me pronounce your name. Get ours on the 3rd. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, they here in my town they do it in June. I don't know why. Oh my goodness. The rain is really coming down. Oh, that's so nice, Susan. I'm glad that your granddaughter had a great day at her graduation. This is a good song. So if you guys are struggling with faith, if you're struggling with fear, I feel like this is a really good song to relate to that. Hi, Kathy. You've been looking out for me. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So from Spirit, we had the song, If They Wanted to, They Would, right? So helping us to remember our boundaries, our worthiness, what we're not going to settle for, right? And that goes for everything, not just a relationship, but that goes for jobs, friendships, and anything that you are engaging with outside of just yourself. If it's not up to a standard that makes you feel loved, wanted, appreciated, then, you know, it's probably not something that would be healthy for you. And then Miracle comes on right afterwards, talking about having faith, struggling with faith, you know, dispelling fear. So I think sometimes when we stand up for ourselves, it's exclamation point from Spirit. Sometimes when we stand up for ourselves, it's scary and we're just not sure if it's going to work out. You know, I think that's what keeps a lot of people from doing that. And goodness, the thunder just threw me off. I believe that it's worth the unknown. I believe that it's worth not having all the answers to go forward into something that you don't know, that you're not familiar with. Oh, that is loud. I'm going to turn that down just a bit. All right. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear that, but sometimes we have to think out of the box. Exactly, Susan. You know, if all you're used to is the box, thinking about what's outside of it could be really scary and frightening, or unpleasant at best, I guess. All right. So we're going to do some breathing, and while we're doing some breathing, I'm going to send Reiki. So if you are in need of Reiki, in a physical way, an emotional way, a mental way, whatever it may be in your spirit. Simply be in a receiving mode for that. And we're going to do some breaths that help us raise our vibration. So we're going to breathe in kind of slowly. We're going to hold it for a minute, and then we're going to breathe out all of the stuff that doesn't serve us. So every in-breath, I want you guys to think about raising your vibration. It's almost like you could see your ethereal body raising up out of your physical body into higher vibrations, right? So every in-breath, you're thinking up, 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 like that, okay? Okay, nice deep breath in. And blow out everything that is no longer serving. Deep breath in, raising your vibration. And out, blowing out everything that you've been holding on this week. One more, ready? Nice deep breath in. Raising your vibration. And blow it out. Oh, that's nice. If you feel like you need to raise in a vibration again, if you need another boost, feel free to do that. I'm going to do this Reiki for just a few more minutes. Oh. This is strong. Some of you maybe you're really in need of this. Okay, we're going to do one nice big deep breath in. On the out breath, you're going to breathe everything out. Nice deep breath in. And release. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice quick Reiki there. Hopefully that gets where it needs to go and helps you to feel more grounded, more centered, more open to your own healing and information. Welcome, Andrew. S, it's Steph, right? That was mind-blowing for me. Oh, Mikhail, that's wonderful. I'm glad that was good for you. Becky, I've got the tingles. Love it. Oh, Shannon, right, Shannon. I was way off. Thank you, Shannon. Needed to have it done for a while. I never have. That was just a little tiny taste. That was like a little bloop. Nothing too crazy. You're welcome, my dear. So if that's something that you resonate, I really highly recommend for you to seek out somebody to do that regularly for you. And definitely choose somebody that you resonate with. Somebody that feels like a similar vibration usually helps. What's the tingles mean? So tingles can be a few things. It can mean, in most cases, a resonation with a message, a resonation with an experience. Your body is saying, oh, this is good for us. Sometimes it's angels or spirit guides being close or near. And sometimes it's a healing. So I get them all the time. We're not necessarily talking about numbness. It's sort of like, I would say it's sort of like pins and needles without any pain. So if you're feeling pain with the tingles, then I would suggest for you to visit your physician and get that checked. But if it's sort of just like a tingly feeling periodically, it could be any of those things, right? And a lot of times if you're experiencing tingles, it just means that you have a very strong sense of clairsentience. It's probably one of your strongest gifts, which is really great because clairsentience, I believe, is the most important gift to have. The other gifts are things that are probably a little bit easier to develop intentionally. But if you have a strong sense of clairsentience, it helps to give you that confirmation, right? Those little tingles. I know Jenna had said that she got cold. It's like TV static, but cold. Yes, yes. I would say it's like that too, yeah. Well, if it's starting to bug you, you can tell your guides to stop doing it. I had to do that too. There was a specific spot like this big on my back, on this right or left wing in the back, that I would get tingles from anytime the angels were near. Every single time. And it was like really overstimulating. And that's the only time I ever felt that tingle there. And I was like, yeah, guys, I don't think we can do that one anymore because it's too overwhelming. It's too overstimulating for me. We got to do something else. So then they were like, okay, well, how's this? And then they started giving me like a tingly feeling from my knees down to my feet that was way less intense, but noticeable. And I was like, oh, that's great. Let's do that. And so that's kind of what it's been since then. So you can let them know, like, hey, I don't want that as my confirmation, my physical confirmation. I want a different physical confirmation so that I know the message that I'm receiving is what it is, and I know that spirits are near. Whatever it may be, your method of communication is what you want it to be, right? You're in charge. You're the one that says what's going to happen. A lot of times, your spirit guides will start with something, and usually it will be a little bit more intense because they want to make sure that you know it's happening. You can't really deny it, right? And then if you say like, okay, that's a little too overstimulating, so I would rather it be something different. Can you move the feeling? Can you make it a little bit less intense? Then they will do that. They will listen to you. Stomach cramps can be an indicator of something. That would be more individualized. I feel like what it would mean to you specifically would be what you would have to try to discern using clairaudience, clairvoyance. Maybe they can show you what it is that they're trying to tell you, or they can just flat out tell you what it means. If it's in your gut, it could be, honestly, it could be solar plexus, it could be sacral plexus, it could even be root, depending. But I would wager for you especially if you're struggling with anxiety, probably sacral. Mine's my upper arms. Oh, I like that, Mikhail. That's not too bad, right? That's not too bad. Now we can't even hear this at all. I feel like this song is just... Oopsie. I think we're at the end of a song. That might be why. Karen, thank you so much for the share. Completely manageable. Like, it's not bugging me at all. Oh my god, they're giving me like the back tingle again. Come on, guys. I didn't mention it so you can start again. Woo. All right. So I think what we'll do now is we're going to call in the angels. I think it's a good time to do that for any potential healings, any attunements that they want to give, because we're still kind of in that energy, right? I broke my ankle last Saturday, Sunday. I woke thinking the reason was for me to slow down, enjoy life. That usually is what happens to me too. If you're somebody that just like is running full tilt, little distracted, a lot distracted by life, and you're not really giving yourself time. I am a stubborn person, so it's sometimes hard for me to slow down. And I have had experiences where spirit has put me in my place, so to speak. Usually for me it's migraines or a cold. I've never had it more than a week, but if you broke your foot to get into that place of slowing down, that means that they were giving you signs previous to that and you just powered through them. You weren't like, oh, okay, I see this is for me to slow down a little bit, so I'm going to slow down a little bit right now. Because usually those are not as long term. So whatever it was that they tried to slow you down with before did not work. So like, oh, okay. Well, here you go. Now you really got to slow down. Now you have no choice. And usually when that happens, it's because there is something for us to see, right? It's not just about enjoying life, although that is always part of it. It's always part of it. But when we slow down and we start enjoying life, that's when we're able to see. That's when our eyes are open to what is out there, what is trying to come to me, right? So, Kathy, I think that there's definitely something. There's thunder. Confirmation. There's definitely something that's needing to be revealed to you, about you, within you, something like that. And the thing is, Kathy, I know you're going to have, and we all do this, right? We all say, all right, I feel that there's something coming. I know that this is for me to see something. So then we try to force that to happen. We try to make that happen. Don't do that. Don't try to make it happen. Just let it happen naturally. Let yourself be in the slower energy. When you find yourself starting to run again, be like, okay, no, I'm going to be slow here. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to have panic, because that might come up too. This feeling of like, I'm not doing enough. Right? That's how you got yourself into this situation in the first place. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you had a migraine, Jenna. a migraine like that, I don't think that they would give you a migraine to get you to respond. That doesn't feel, they wouldn't put you in pain for that. In my experience, and you know what I've gotten from other people too, whenever it is that we experience pain or uncomfortability, it's because it's I'll put it to you this way. Let's say we chose to go left. We're like, you know, Spirit's like, do you want to go right or do you want to go left? And we're like, I want to go left. I think left is going to be a great idea for me. I have good feelings about it. I'm going to go left. And Spirit's like, great, good, go ahead, you go left. So we start taking steps towards the left, and then we kind of turn our head back and we're looking at the right. We're like, oh, that the stuff over there, I know that better than I know this, right? Like, and Spirit's like, no, you said you wanted to go left. I know you don't want to have anything over there. You know you don't want to have anything over there. So like, Spirit will literally start like pushing on your face to look the right way. Not literally, right? This is figuratively. So Spirit is like, it's almost like a warning, alarm bell, like a full stop. Wait, stop. What are you doing? So whenever I get a migraine, it's either because I'm running too fast, I need to see something. I will tell you this, every single time that I get a migraine, right after the migraine lifts, I have an epiphany. Every time. And every time I doubt it. I'm like, this isn't going to happen this time, and every time it does. So, I still feel like they're trying to get your attention about something, but it's not what you think it is, because they're never that literal. Anyway, if they're trying to get you to respond, they would probably do tingles, or they would just keep calling your name, things like that. This has way more to do with your personal path, choices that you're making, where it is that you're heading, what you're heading towards, right? Well, that's probably what it has more to do with, the fact that you don't ever stop and that you're stubborn. I would say it has way more to do with that than listening to spirits or spirit guides. Anyway, so let's go ahead and call in the angels. So, oh, and I wanted to mention this for anybody that's in here right now. In my Discord, Eternal Soul Awakening, the link should be in the bio for that. Feel free to join. It's open to everybody. We're doing a study group right now on A Course in Miracles. If you don't have the book, that's totally okay. There's many free options, and I have those in the resources in my Discord. Tomorrow night, we are starting to do the lessons. There are lessons in the book, in the middle of the book, and there are 365 lessons, one for every day of the year. So I decided I wanted to start on July 1st, and I figured that's a really good place to start. It's like 6 months in, 7 months in, whatever, halfway through the year. And so anybody that wants to join, you can join the Discord, join the study group. It's free for everyone. So we're going to be starting tomorrow, and we're going to be reading the book and going over that stuff. So it is there for anybody that wants to. A Course in Miracles. It's a book that's supposed to help you recognize the real you. It's based off of the it's sort of modeled after the Bible, but it's very different than the Bible. Yes, Marianne Williams, she studies that book. She did not write it. Somebody wrote it in the 60s, 70s. It was written by a psychologist who channeled Jesus in the book. And it's sort of like, from what I can gather, it's sort of like if Jesus could write the Bible himself, this is the way he would write it. And so it's sort of an instruction, like there's instructions, there's workbooks, there's all kinds of things for you to overcome the hold that your ego has on you. We're not looking to eliminate the ego, because the ego is important for living a human life. You have to have your ego, but it doesn't have to run the show. And that's basically what this book does. It makes the ego quiet so that your higher self is much louder, and your higher self is the one that's guiding you, leading you, helping you make your decisions in the best interest for what it is that you came here to do, right? So for anybody that wants to start the workbook with us, feel free. Where do I sign up for that? So if you go to the link tree, I have a Discord server, and in the Discord server, we're doing the study group there. I am going to be doing this, I think it's either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. tomorrow. So right around the same time is when we're going to start the study group. And no pressure to have the book or anything. Like I said, there's free resources in there. Everybody is welcome to join the Discord. The Discord's name is Eternal Soul Awakening. So if the link doesn't work for some reason, look up that Discord. If that doesn't work for you, you can search for me on Discord. Same name, carolyn.eternal.soul. Same username as I have here on TikTok, as I have on YouTube. And just message me and say, hey, I wanted to join the study group, and feel free to do that. It's Eastern time, Kathy. It's going to be Eastern time. And there is an event that I created in the Discord for the study group. I think I did it the right way. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check it tonight, and I'll make sure tonight that it's correct. If for some reason you can't find me anywhere on Discord, message me here on TikTok or on YouTube if you're watching the replay, and I will help you get into the study group with us. I am really excited. I read the foreword, part of the foreword of the book, and it sounds so incredible, right? So like, I've channeled Jesus so many times, and the book really does kind of reflect his energy of wanting freedom and giving compassion and understanding, and it's just really beautiful. He kind of is trying to help us have that same thing in a way. I mean, I've never done the workbooks lessons, so it's gonna be fun. Oh my gosh, Becky, that's crazy. You already had Discord and you didn't even know it. That's great. That's great. Yeah, so we're going to start tomorrow night with that. And I believe we're going to be meeting every Monday night, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try for a second group that's earlier in the day to accommodate different times if people can't make the night group. So we'll talk about that tomorrow as well, and in the Discord. So anyway, enough about that. Everything is in the Discord. We can have a conversation about it in there. And for anybody that just joined, I was just talking about our study group for A Course in Miracles. So if anybody is interested in joining that, feel free to join the Discord. And the study group is just a channel in it. And if you have trouble at all, let me know, message me. I think I might make a video tonight about it. Oh, you might be moving? Well, that's all right. I encourage you to start the lessons if you want to stick with where we're at. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to all, like, if you're in the study group and, like, let's say we start on July 1st and then you start on August 1st, it doesn't matter where you start. You can still be in the support or the study group with us, and you'll still benefit from it. So anyway, that's that. Okay, great. You'll join the next one. Becky, thank you so much for the follow, dear. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to call in the angels, because I said that about 15 minutes ago we were going to do that. And then I got easily sidetracked. So, all right. Okay, we're going to call in Archangel Michael first. And then we're going to call in Archangel Gabriel. I don't know if any other angels want to pop in. They might. And then after that, we're going to do, I think maybe a card reading and then some more channeled messages. So feel free to hang out for that if you feel called. All right, so if you want to join with me to call Michael's energy in, you can absolutely do that. Oh no, I'm unstable. I'm gonna wait till I get stable again. I don't know, can you guys hear me? I know it's the storm. It's the storm that we're having right now. Shoot. Bear with me, guys. Okay, it says I have a good connection now. Can you guys hear me now? Did I cut out? I keep saying unstable. That's so weird. There must be something going on because of the storm. It's so weird. There must be something going on because of the storm. Okay, so what we're going to do to call in Archangel Michael is we're going to take a nice deep breath in. If I keep cutting out, if I cut out, like you guys, I want you guys to let me know in the chat. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. And on the out breath, we're going to say, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. You're going to breathe out all the air out of your lungs. And then when you breathe in again from that, you're going to be breathing in the essence of that angel. And you can do this for all of your spirit guides if you want. All right, nice deep breath in. Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Breathe in his essence. Michael, please help the connection to stay strong here for us tonight, please. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So the way that I'm seeing Michael today is he's coming in from the back, and it's sort of like he's sweeping his wings all the way around, creating safe space, creating sort of a space where we can feel protected to express ourselves, to hear these beautiful messages, and sort of calling in anybody with that vibration that needs to hear this today. And he's also kind of giving a little bit of an attunement, it looks like, to each individual. Personal shield is kind of what he's calling it here. So he's kind of in imbibing each of us with the ability to have this sort of shield. He's saying that it comes from the heart chakra. That was the wings. I think you felt the wings come out, right? So it sort of comes from the heart chakra, and it sort of grows out of you and sort of forms this like bubble around, I would say, right around your aura, right? Some of your auras. You have a close aura and then you have a far aura. It's right around the far aura. And it's a bit like armor, I think, protecting us from anything that could do harm. And when he says protecting us from doing from anything doing us harm, what he means is that he's not preventing other people from trying necessarily. It's more that he's with this shield, we're going to be able to see things more clearly, because sometimes when someone who has nefarious intent, their energy gets close, or their energy comes into our energy, it sort of feels there's a little bit of an influence there sometimes. Okay? And so basically what he's doing with this is helping us to have that sort of cleared, keeping us free of that sort of influence, or at least being aware of the influence if it does come. And he's saying, he wants me to remind everybody that if you need a pathway cleared, that he can do that for you. He's a very good source of positive energy in that way. So let's say if somebody has ill will towards an experience or a journey that you're on, and wants to create issues, that he can have influence on your behalf in those areas. Sort of like if you're trying to get a promotion and somebody that you're working with doesn't like you and is trying to whisper in the ear of someone above you, it's sort of like he can make it so that they're not able to say what they want to say, or if they do say what they want to say, it's not going to be hit the way that they intend it to on the person, right? So he can have that positive influence in the things that we're looking to do, creating a pathway for us that is clear and obvious. He says, you got to trust me though. If you're going to ask me for something, then you have to trust me that it's going to happen. And when the intuition comes in to do something, that you've got to listen to that, right? So that's sort of what he's wanting to give a reminder for today, in a sense. Okay. So we're going to call in Archangel Gabriel next. Nice deep breath in. Archangel Gabriel, I call upon you now. Did you guys hear that thunder? Oh my goodness, I hope you got to hear that. Breathe in his essence. He's definitely trying to come in with a bit of a bang here. Thank you, Gabriel. So today he's saying, notice me. Notice me, notice me, notice me. Okay. He is working in the third eye today, helping for us to have intuition be more obvious. He's saying though that you must believe in coincidence, right? Or not believe in coincidence for that matter. Holy cow. I'm telling you, this is insane. Another huge thunder. So basically he's saying, I can give you the signs. I can help you see the signs, but it's up to you to believe the signs. Right? When you allow your rational mind, we're not talking about logic, we're talking about rational. Okay, we're talking about the rational mind. when you allow your rational mind to make it, to explain away a sign, a miracle, a gift, whatever it may be, you're robbing yourself of the ability to communicate effectively, and you're robbing yourself of the ability to see how miracles come in for you. You're taking that from yourself, right? So if something happens and it's a big coincidence or a small coincidence, he's not saying that you need to like be a believer necessarily. He's saying just don't discount it. Okay, don't throw it away immediately. Be open to the possibility that it could mean something, that it could be an indicator of something, and ask for more. Right? So this is what Spirit loves to do. The universe loves to play this game with us. Another roll of thunder here. I know you didn't hear that one. It was minor. And I think that's the point, right? Sometimes the demonstration is very loud, like that thunder that you guys heard. And then sometimes it's way softer, like the one you guys didn't hear, that I heard. And that, I believe, is a very strong metaphor here that Gabriel's trying to help us understand, right? So sometimes the sign, the miracle, the coincidence is so intense that it's able to be seen by many people, and many people can agree, oh yeah, that's definitely something, that's crazy, like that definitely has to be something, right? Or it could be subtle and personal and something only you are seeing, right? Thank you so much for those gifts. I appreciate that. So let yourself be aware of all signs, all miracles, all coincidences, whether someone agrees with you or not. Because what's being said here today is that many times the most advantageous or clear, I'll say, the clearest of these signs, miracles, and coincidences are going to be personal. They're going to be something that just you sees. And if you need someone else to agree with you, you're not going to have the level of communication that you're wanting to have, right? And Gabriel is a huge advocate for anybody that's trying to develop their form of communication, if you're trying to strengthen your communication, whatever it may be. So today he's working in the third eye. I believe he's giving an attunement here. Yeah, he's confirming that for me. So it's sort of like I can see he's got a little ratchet and he's tightening bolts and screws and things, right? This is the metaphor where he's making the mechanism work, right? The mechanism is your body. And your body is the thing that has the third eye. Even though we can't physically see it, many times we have indicators that it's there from maybe like a tingling that you experience right here. Sometimes you could be getting a lot of headaches when it's expanding, when you're growing your ability to see, hear, feel, know what's coming through. Comes down through the crown first and gets filtered through your third eye. So whatever it is that is meant to be understood and known by you will come in through the crown. And if your third eye is in resistance, you're not going to understand the intuition coming through. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to trust it. You might even try to reason with it, right? And this takes practice. But he's giving us a leg up here. So thank you, Gabriel, so much for this attunement. I accept this in my highest and best good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I want to see if any other angels want to come through for any healings or attunements. All right, it feels like Archangel Metatron wants to come through, so we're going to call him in. And he wants to talk about the back, something to do with the back. All right, so nice deep breath in. Archangel Metatron, I call upon you now. Breathe in his essence. Okay, so he's going right into it. It feels like there's something in the back, the whole back. Almost feels like a board. Stiff. I'm trying to understand what this is that he's doing. On some level it feels like a healing, but it feels way more like an attunement. So he is saying for those of you that need healing in the back, that is intended here with this. But for those of you that need the attunement, I'm trying to understand. Okay. Okay, he's speaking specifically to clairsentience abilities. And he says that it travels down through the spine. So what is entered in through the crown, passed through the third eye, then gets transferred down into the spinal column where your nervous system is, and the signal goes out to your nervous system, right? Okay, thank you. I appreciate this. So he's kind of giving a little bit of an explanation that when you receive intuition, that's triggering something unpleasant for you. The signal still gets sent down through your nervous system, right? And your nervous system processes that and chooses anxiety or panic, sometimes depression. And that is something that you feel in your physical body. So if you are having, it's not necessarily feeling like a thought, it's more of like a knowing. So if you're receiving an intuition and it's sort of like, you know that you're about to experience something that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone, for instance, right? That signal sent down into your nervous system, and then your nervous system sends the signal to your body, hey, this is about to happen. And depending on your own personal experiences and how you process that vibration of understanding, it could be a similar vibration to a knowing or an understanding that you had of a different experience that was really unpleasant. Oh my gosh, did you just send a lightning? That's so funny. Thank you, Carmen. We're having thunderstorms here, so that's perfect. So if it's a similar vibration to something else unpleasant that you experienced in your past, say you had the same kind of intuition, not the same exact thing. It's never really going to be the same exact thing because we are always shifting and changing. But the feeling of the knowing, I know it's vague, but this is exactly what the spirit guides are talking about right now. Your body is going to say, oh shit, what am I going to do now? Because it remembers, your body remembers. The last time this vibration passed down through my nervous system, this feeling happened to us. And it sucked. I don't want to do that again. And so it's going to give you maybe feelings of anxiety or panic or depression because you're not allowing the thought to be passed through with logic, with understanding, right? Oh no, Steph. That's all right. You missed a really good first hour, so I highly recommend for you to watch this on the replay on YouTube. Anyway, so if you have that immediate reaction, okay, we're getting there. Thank you, Metatron. It sounds long-winded, but we're going to figure out what it is that he's giving to us right now. He's wanting to attune us with intelligence of intuition. The ability to tell the difference between a new experience and an old experience. He is saying that this is something that you have to foster, right? He's giving us the seed. And, oh, God, I just got that chill down my spine. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He's giving us the seed. We have to grow it, right? We have to grow it. Definitely been catching the replays. Thank you for those. Yay, Steph. Thank you. So why it's coming in like a board, I'm not quite sure. I think it's just he's covering all the bases and also the healing as well. So it's sort of like this is what it feels like when they're combined. He's killing two birds with one stone here. So this is, I feel like this is really a really great attunement for us to have, and not just the attunement itself, but the information that's coming along with it. Thank you so much, Metatron. Really, really appreciate that. Really beautiful. Okay. So, and welcome, Steph. Thank you for coming in. And also for anybody else that just joined, anybody new, I want to remind you about the study group that we are starting tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 8 p.m. It might be 9 p.m. I can't really remember, to be honest. But it's in the study group what time it is. We're doing A Course in Miracles. It's a book that helps you to release ego, hear your higher self, find more direction within yourself for your purpose, your life, your relationships, everything. So there's a resource in my Discord. There's a free version of the book online. To be honest, I cannot remember the website off the top of my head. It's the, if you search for free ebook or free book, I think you will get it. It's a website that lists them. You can also get the lessons texted to you, which I do that, and it is very helpful. So every day they text you your new lesson, depending on where you are. And that's in the resources in my Discord. So feel free to go check that out. It's in the link in the bio. Get that puzzle piece. Last night I didn't get a puzzle piece. Today I get one. I don't know. It feels like there's no rhyme or reason to that. miraclecenter.org. Oh, thank you, Steph. Look at that, miraclecenter.org. And so they have service. I think it's under services. And if you struggle to read the text, it's okay. A lot of people struggle to read the text. That's why we have the study group, so we can read it and help each other kind of understand what's trying to be expressed, and also help each other through the lessons. The first like 30 lessons, 40 lessons are not too crazy, but I know once you kind of start getting into the lessons, they can get pretty intense. And I think it's a good idea for us to have sort of like a study group / support group for the transformation that is going to happen with that. So if you are interested in a Course in Miracles study group, feel free to join the Discord. We will be starting on July 1st with the lessons. If you are not on the same page as us on the lessons, you can still join the study group. So if you're a month behind, if you're 2 months behind, if you're a week behind, it doesn't matter, it still applies. So that is available for whoever wants that. Hello, Jerry. Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. All right. So we've called in the angels. We've gotten our attunements. Also, for anybody new in here, if you're just joining us, I always will put these replays on my YouTube. So if you are not subscribed to my YouTube, that is also linked in the bio. Same username that I have, carolyn.eternal.soul, over on YouTube. The replay is a good thing, you know. Sometimes hearing it once, it hits you. And then sometimes when you hear it the second time, it really like sinks in. All right. Okay. So we're going to do a card reading for the week, right? So it's going to be basically the first week of July, right? Tomorrow is July 1st. So we're going to see what can we expect in the collective for July, the first week of July. We will use these ones. We want to stay safe for we want to stay safe for YouTube. All right. There we go. That's so interesting. Okay. I'm also going to get us a oracle card, I think. Yeah, we're going to get an oracle card too. Tomorrow is Canada Day. Oh, that's fun. What do you do on Canada Day? I've never heard of that. I mean, we have Independence Day here, which is a little ironic for the state of the country, in my opinion. All right. Oh, Becky, happy birthday to your son. That's so cool. Basically, it's like our July 4th. You know, you guys had to be before us, didn't you? Just kidding. It's all good. That's great. I like that. Well, happy Canada Day. I think we're going to get 2 of these, actually. What else can we expect for this week? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Well, all right, I'm going to go over these first, and then I'm going to do the tarot cards, because I feel like the tarot cards are going to definitely explain these cards that I just got. Now, I don't want anybody to be afraid, but I do believe that this first week of July is going to be intense. How it's intense, I believe, is up to us individually, how we move through that. So the first of these that came out was River, okay, and it's indicating movement, which I like that. I have been stagnant for too long. I want some movement, right? Movement can definitely be a good thing. It means that either we're going to be traveling next week, we're going to be making moves in our business, in our career, in our family, with our friends, in our personal life. This could indicate vacation, maybe planning for a vacation or having a vacation. So either way, next week is going to be very very much in the vein of movement. Now, for those of us who are stubborn, right? Y'all can look right at me. For those of us that are stubborn and don't want to move, this energy can be uncomfortable at best, right? Now, from what I hear, from what I understand, now the picture here looks real nice. That looks real nice, real beautiful. So I have this feeling that the movement that's coming is a movement of sorts that we've been wanting, that we've been trying to do. Shannon, that's funny. So we've been looking for this movement. So even though we're stubborn and not wanting to move, it's like, for me personally, I always feel this way. Like, I know that it's time for me to move. It's time for me to make a step. It's time for me to do something that is like hard. But it's like, I still don't want to, right? Like sometimes I hear my spirit guides are like, dude, you know what you need to be doing, right? You told us that you wanted to do this thing and you're not doing the thing. And I'm like, okay, but I really don't want to do that because I like feeling comfortable. And then they're like, well, you know, comfortability didn't get anyone anything ever, except for comfortable. So I believe that the movement is reminding us that we're human beings and that we are meant to grow, we're meant to move, we're meant to shake, we're meant to be, right? Not just exist, but to do. On vacation from work, but need to plan a music tour and return to swimming. Oh, I love that, Carmen. I hope that you have an amazing week next week. Really savor that vacation. I'm the year of the ox. I am super stubborn. Oh no. I forget which one I am. I never know which one I am. That's me when I'm stuck in my fear-based baloney. I know, Steph. Same. You're welcome, dear. Okay, so the next card that we have here is Tsunami. Right? So the first thing, they're like, hey guys, there's gonna be some movement next week. Like, there's gonna be some changes maybe. And then they're like, we're like, oh, you know, yeah, what kind of changes? Crazy, insane, 180. Oh, okay. You know, like that's my feeling is like, what the heck, guys? So it's wake up call, right? I don't believe that everybody is going to be feeling this one. At least not to the degree that this looks like, because that looks insane. All right. It's not really going to be like this. And I also, you see that there's the moon there. It's so interesting because here we have the afternoon sun where everything is illuminated clearly, right? And this is what Spirit is saying. The answer is there. You already know what you need to be doing. It's there for you. If you are being willfully blind to the movement that has to happen, you don't want to see, right? You're keeping yourself from the illumination of your truth. That's when we're going to get this tsunami. We're going to get this sort of wave. And a lot of times this is emotional, guys, with this wave, the moon. This is for sure emotional. This is not anything to do with circumstances. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that too. I think sometimes people get afraid, like, oh no, my circumstances are going to be crazy right now. No. It's purely emotional. There is something that needs to shift or change in how you are allowing the emotions in your body, right? You're not allowing joy, but you're allowing anxiety. Maybe you're allowing too much anxiety or too much worry. You're letting it rule you, whatever that may be. So that's what I'm seeing with those sort of oracle cards. Oh my gosh, stop! You're so funny. Not us supposed to flood the second day our vacation starts. Well, I'm sending you positive energy and protection all over your house. Shannon, definitely keep getting the message. Do not resist. Yes. So if you're resisting how you feel, there's going to be something that happens next week that crashes all over you. Or if you've been sort of how do I say this? If you've been chained to your emotions, then something is going to happen to come in and say, hey, you're letting your emotions run the show here. Don't do that, right? Infuse a little bit of logic. There has to be balance, right? So ultimately, I believe that the movement that wants to happen for us next week is really infusing that sense of what is balance, what's balance in our emotions, what's balance in our mind, what's balance in our circumstances, our physical experience. It's like Elena said, but I feel it's not circumstantial. Right, exactly. So the card that is highlighting the reading today is the Knight of Wands. And so the movement, the tsunami, the wake-up call, the river, the emotions. When was the last time you let yourself feel unbridled passion, excitement, adventure? And I'm not just talking about joy, right? That was last week. This week, Spirit is like passion. This is the week for passion. This is the week for you to live the fire, live the burning soul essence that is you. But how do we do that? How do we reach that if we feel that this is not part of our current existence? Moving on, the Six of Swords. I find it so funny here that it's the tortoise and the hare is the representation of this card. The hare is running the race purely emotionally, and the tortoise is running this race purely logically. And so again, I feel like we're really getting that idea of balance. One or the other is not always the best route, right? Slow and steady wins the race, yes, but what's getting you there, right? The hare is so obsessed with winning, right? Has that zest and that passion I want to be the best, and I'm just going to run full tilt. And they go too fast, too far, too quick. There is a happy medium, right? So when it comes to passion, live the fire. I love that, Carmen. When it comes to passion, this is definitely something that can take us away, that can grip us and have us flying off into the tsunami, right? But sometimes we don't allow ourselves to really feel it. Oh, you were quoting me. I didn't even realize that I don't even realize I said that. I was channeling, I guess. There's definitely a squirrel stuck in my chimney over here. I think he could feel the energy, maybe. Anyway, so the river is more like a slow and steady winning the race. And both are good. You've got to let yourself sort of leave or move on from something that's not serving you anymore. Ultimately, that's what the Six of Swords is talking about. Leaving behind something that you know that is comfortable, that is easy, for something you don't know, but you know that it's good for you, right? Whenever I see the Six of Swords, I always tell the story about the Irish famine is just one example. I'm sure that there's plenty of other examples. But in Ireland, was it like 200 years ago or so? 150 years ago? I don't really know exactly when. But when the Americas were becoming predominant, I think it was, I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. Anyway, when Ireland was experiencing famine, the potato famine, they did not have enough food to stay in their home. And some of them knew that they would have to leave. They didn't want to leave. They wanted to stay home. But they kept hearing all this wonderful news about America and how they would have a lot more opportunity, and it would be wonderful opportunities for their children to grow and to be successful, right? So they packed themselves up and came to a place that they'd never been before, don't understand, and were afraid, but hopeful. And I feel like the Six of Swords is sort of like also an energy of feel the fear and do it anyway, because this is what's best for you. A lot of times things that we're passionate about, whether it's part of your purpose or part of your career or just something small that you're doing, a lot of times it's so important to us that we're afraid to do it. We're afraid to go towards it. We're afraid to put ourselves out there, not even to anyone else, but for ourselves, at the risk of failing or embarrassment at the very least. And we convince ourselves not to do it. But Spirit is saying for us to not give in to that. Yes, Carmen, exactly. So then the next card here with the Six of Swords is the Two of Pentacles. So this week, in our desire to move on from something that's no longer working towards something that may or may not be working, might be a bit of a juggling act, right? Being in transition, going from one thing to the next, emotionally, mentally, feels like you're juggling a version of yourself that you know and a version of yourself that you don't know. And maybe you're going back and forth. Ping pong. That's the uncomfortability. What if I behave in a way that doesn't seem like me and other people see that and they have opinions about that? Okay. Let them have opinions. It doesn't matter. Focus on what you want for yourself, what you want to be, and everything else is going to fall into place. And here we have the emotional aspect. I'm trying to understand what these two are. Okay, so the first one that we have is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is pain. It's a painful representation of something painful. But I feel like anytime that we leave something behind that feels comfortable, there's a degree of pain to be felt. So, pain comes from uncomfortability, from fear, from Jesus. That thing, loud. So I feel like Spirit is letting us know about the possibility of the pain that we might experience in this coming week, so that we're prepared for it. So that when it shows up, it doesn't catch us off guard. We're not like, oh shoot, I didn't know that was going to happen, right? And it doesn't have to be long term, right? That's the other thing. Like, if you're holding on to uncomfortable emotions, pain doesn't have to be long term. It can be fleeting. We hold on to it. When we say, see, I knew that it was going to be this way. I knew that this was going to break my heart. I knew that this was going to I was going to fail at this. I freaking knew it. And you make this your reality, right? The feeling of pain is not meant to be your reality. It's an indicator that you're not being your true self. Whenever we feel pain of any kind, we're not listening. We're not surrendering. We're not allowing. We're trying to force ourselves into a box. We're trying to force ourselves into a situation that isn't really meant for us. Or you're not allowing for trust, right? So a lot of times pain can happen when we don't trust ourselves, because that also is your truth. You're meant to trust yourself. But when you listen to everyone else, the peanut galleries and blah, 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 whatever, you lose trust in yourself. So I think that's what the Three of Swords is indicating here. So pay attention to where you are feeling uncomfortable, where you're feeling pain. It's a strong indicator that you veered off a course somewhere. And Spirit's saying, okay, let's redirect, right? Let's reset. Avoiding something because of the illusion of pain. Fear stopping. Yes. Oh, Steph, that's right. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. That's exactly right. And the last card that we have here is the Nine of Wands. So I've been feeling this. I've been getting this card all over the freaking place. It's a card that indicates we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. And it's been hard. It's been painful. And there's a bit of a reprieve where we're able to see. It's not as hard. It's not as difficult. It's kind of a pause. The eye of the storm, essentially, is what a lot of times this card is to be described as. So that we can take stock and say, okay, I survived that. And realize you can do it again. Okay? You can do it again. You can refocus. You have the power inside of you to go the rest of the way. And I said this yesterday, I think. It doesn't even feel like we're only halfway through to me. This feels like we're in the last mile, last mile of the race, of the lesson, of the experience. Right, guys? Like, we're literally almost through it. So what I believe is that this coming week is probably going to be quite emotional. And when I say that, whatever your reaction is, oh no, or yay, I'm so excited, right? That tells you right there where your point of expectation is. Because if I say to you, this next week coming up is going to be quite emotional, and you're dreading it, you have such intense fear of what you're going to feel, and you're expecting that it's going to be bad. You're expecting it to be painful. What if it's passionate? This is a very intense emotion. This is definitely an emotion that I would say, hey, that's going to be an intense week. Right? So, whatever you just felt when I said that is for your awareness. Breathe, recenter, and say, you know what? An intense emotion can be a good one. Doesn't necessarily have to just be painful. And it's kind of on the back of what Metatron was saying earlier. right? The intuition coming through your crown chakra, passing through your third eye. Is your nervous system telling you, oh no, not that? Or is it saying, ooh, I wonder what that's going to be? Can't wait to find out, right? Is it an unknown curiosity about an adventure? Or is it dread over the possibility of uncomfortability? It's all about how you look at it. Your perspective in life is everything. And I do believe that this next week is going to give us a very strong dose of, hey, this is your perspective. What do you think about that? Do you want to change it, or do you want to keep doing that? Whatever it may be. Hey, Karina, how you doing, dear? So, bring on the intensity. I am ready for excitement. I am ready for something new and interesting, because that's what it feels like. It's definitely going to be something new, and it could be, very well could be, an incredible adventure. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for such a wonderful message today. Hey, I'm down for a wild ride, right? I think it's sort of like this idea, the way the energy feels to me is like if you went out with a bunch of your friends for a party, maybe somebody's birthday or a special occasion, and they decided to do something that you've never done before. Maybe it's karaoke. Maybe it's, there's mechanical bulls. Maybe it's horseshoes or darts. Maybe even axe throwing. I don't know. It's something that you're like, wow, I've never done that before, and it's really, that is pushing my comfort zone. Are you going to be the stick in the mud that's just kind of moping in the group, bringing everybody down and saying, oh, this is, I don't know about this. I'm afraid. Oh, I don't know. Or are you going to be the one that's like, wow, I've never done that before. I can't wait to try it. Or are you going to be somewhere in the middle where you're like, I'm open to it. I'm open to it, but I've never done that before. I'm a little nervous, but I am excited. That's also fine, right? You don't necessarily have to be the extreme of like 100% diving in. Spirit just wants you to be open to the possibility that something unknown could be exciting and fun, right? Bringing in an energy of liveliness into your life. Especially with a lot of the collective energy that's been going around. It's very intense in a very negative way. And our collective right now really needs people who are ready to be on an adventure, open to possibilities, open to something being really great instead of horrible. Our collective really needs that infusion of not even necessarily positivity. It's not even necessarily about being positive. I think it's more about being open. There's so many people that are closed off. There's so many people that are chained to perspective and ideals, right? And we're trying, man, right? We're not supposed to change anybody's mind. We're not supposed to create anything that's going to change a mind. But if we are contributing to a collective energy that is in pain, sick, in need of healing, the best way for us to do that is to literally live our best, adventurous, crazy ass life with an open mind. Really be open. Even to the things that are happening around the world, right? There's a possibility that the things that are happening now could lead us to a better world, that could lead us to something that we could have never imagined had we not gone through this experience. I mean, think about your own personal life. When you are experiencing something really scary and difficult and seemingly powerless to what is happening, when you got out of that experience, I mean, for me personally, every single time, I always got something out of that I would have never had any other way. And most of the uncomfortability, most of the unpleasantness was because of my own stubbornness, my own unwillingness to be open-minded, not just to my circumstances, but to myself, to see what I'm doing to myself, to see what I'm allowing, to see what I'm participating in. And sometimes those situations had to get really, really, really bad before I would finally open up my eyes. And let me tell you, some of the things that I've been through were quite literally life-threatening. And I squeezed my eyes shut to it. I will not see it. I will not see it. And it had to get to that point for me to be like, okay, I have to open my eyes now. I have to see. And then once I saw, I could change. And every time after that, my mind has been way more open to seeing, to looking, to being honest with myself. Right? As a global society, this is what we're going through now. And so that's why Spirit is saying, right? This first week of July, halfway through 2024, this infusion of open-mindedness and adventure and excitement and liveliness can help. It can help. Be selfish. Have fun. Don't listen to the blah, 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 blah. Right? Let yourself be focused on passion, excitement, adventure, for something really amazing to occur. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I think we're going to do one channeled message today. I think the storm has finally passed. Oh, Jenna, thank you so much, dear. Okay, on a streak. I'm on a streak. All right. So, I'm going to see who wants to come in, since we're only going to have one channeled message today, which is fine. Who is it that is coming in for us today? Oh, I feel like I should have known. I've never channeled this one. Never, ever. So the energy that's coming forth today for this channeled message is actually Poseidon. I don't often channel the ancient gods like that. But when I do, it's always very interesting to see what they have to say. Since this week is going to be very emotional, we're gonna see. Hey, Sky, how you doing, dear? All right. The message today, simple yet powerful, is to ride the wave. The ocean, like your emotions, is very powerful and at times extremely intense. And the tide can change in a single instant. One moment you're standing on a calm shore, and the very next moment there's a giant wave coming to crash down right on top of you and toss you around inside its torrent of energy. And now you could be very frightened of that experience, especially if you are used to a glass sea, never moving, hardly anyway. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you are swept away into the unknown, for you do not know where the torrent is going to take you. Is it going to suck you down into its depths? Or is it going to spit you back out onto shore? There is no way to know. And the more that you fight against it, trying to have your own way, the more difficulty you will have, the more painful it will be, the more frightening it will be. But if you surrender to it, feel into it, let it take you where you are looking to go, it will take you on such an adventure that you could have never imagined for yourself. Seeing unknown wonders. But you wish to stay ashore in your safety, yeah? I guess if you want a boring life, you may have that. But you don't want a boring life, do you? You want excitement, you want adventure, and you want to see wonders, don't you? Well, how do you think you get there? Not by sitting comfortably on the sand. It never is going to be that way. And if you sit on the sand long enough, you will become so bored that you will dive yourself into the ocean without provocation. But my dears, it is so much more exciting for the ocean to come to you, for it to surprise you with adventure. And the more you allow yourself to surrender to the waves, to the ebbs, to the flows, your body will understand that this is a good thing. And it will not try to fight. It will not try to escape. It will simply allow. And then your only combat at that point will be your reasoning mind. So pay attention to what your mind is communicating to your body and vice versa. They may have predisposed ideals about what is occurring. There are many things in this world that hold a similar vibration, yet are vastly different. Think of a house cat and a lion. Both are cute and cuddly, but one of them can kill you. But you are intrigued by both. One is much safer than the other. But if all you knew were lions, and then you encountered a house cat, you might be cautious. This might only be a small lion that will eventually grow into a large one and hurt me. But we know that not to be true. Similar vibration, different experience. So just because something feels similar doesn't mean that it will be similar. This is where your open mind comes into play. When understanding your emotions, it is not always going to be the same. And this is where you must comfort yourself. Speak to your body. Say, hey, this is new. This is exciting. Let's be open to what might happen. And even if something unpleasant happens, we will still be okay. For the universe never gives you anything that you are not ready to handle. You may have a different idea about that, but it is the truth. You underestimate yourself. You do not trust yourself. If I surrender to the torrent of this water, what will I do if I get too low? I made a mistake in allowing that to happen. This is how you break trust with yourself. But instead, wait. See what will happen. Reserve your judgments until they are needed. You will be surprised. Wow. That's so crazy. I had my crystal laying on my arm and it kind of made an indent. I didn't even feel that. That's crazy. So interesting. Thank you, Poseidon. He was very interesting energy. He I felt him in my chest, like heavy in my chest. Really, really interesting. So I think he was sort of here to put an exclamation on our week ahead, what we can expect and how best for us to handle, some of the things coming towards us, right? There's this sort of feeling of the saying of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle what's coming at me. That is a perspective. Instead, you could say, I'm not sure about what's coming towards me, but I'm going to be there for myself. Oh, Jenna, thank you. So from Poseidon, definitely a message that I didn't know that's where he was necessarily going to go with it, but I feel like he almost was like, you know, talk about a tsunami. Hello. You know, it's kind of like that. Hello, Joshi. How you doing? She's doing well. She's doing well. Thank you for asking. All right. So I'm going to leave this part open to you guys. Is there anything that you guys want clarification on? Any comments, any questions, anything like that about today's message, any parts of it at all? Feel free to put that in the comments, and we can go over that. Hi, Amanda. Unfortunately, I'm not taking any readings today. I will be doing that on Tuesday, though. Any puppy update? She's doing good. She's getting more vocal, actually. She is, yeah, I don't know. She's getting a lot more vocal, which is weird. She's usually not too vocal. Just came in on the end. Oh, that's all right, Amanda. Thank you for coming by. This is every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a free session, I guess. I like to call it Satsang, which is, I think it's Sanskrit for spiritual gathering. And so I start us off with some healings, angel attunements. We do a card reading, and then we do channeled message from at least one spirit guide, which is what you came in on. And since you've missed it, if you want to watch the rest of it, feel free. It's going to be on a replay on YouTube. My YouTube is linked in my bio, so feel free to check that out. Thank you, Steph. Jenna, she's 15 now. She's not particularly interested in children. She would rather that they weren't around, but she's not bad with them. She just wants them to keep their distance, basically. There are a few moments I need to clip, right? Maybe I should clip those. I'll put them on YouTube like that. Anyway, that is what I have for you guys today. I am sending all of you so much love, support, happiness. Yes, exactly, Steph. Okay, you have a question about today, Jenna? Thank you, Annie, for coming by and hanging out. I'm excited for our study group. Okay, Jenna. It was a male, Poseidon. Poseidon is I think a Greek god. Oh my goodness, Shadow, how are you? It's been so long. It's so good to see you. I think he's Greek. I don't think he's Roman. He's one of those. Greek, Roman. Things are going good, Shadow. You know, just living life, growing, changing, being confused and just accepting it. You know, all the good things. How have you been? Oh, okay. Same old, right? That's good to hear. Hopefully good. No birthdays in June. My son's birthday is in July. But June has been how do I describe June? Transformational. June has been very transformational. Yeah. Time away from the noise of regular life, so clarity has been exceedingly helpful. That's wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Shadow. No, he's gonna be 9. My son is gonna be 9. Happy Satsang. Thank you for hosting another wonderful session. Thank you, Steph. Thank you guys for coming by. I really appreciate it. But that is it for me. All right, and feel free to enjoy the replay over on YouTube. Feel free to join our study group in the Discord, which is linked in the bio. We're doing a Course in Miracles study group / support group. And for now, we're meeting on Monday nights. It's either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the life of me, I cannot remember right now. And I'm probably going to start one in the morning as well, depending on how many people we get interested in that. So we're going to be starting that tomorrow for anybody that's interested. Had to put that out there just one more time. I know you guys are sick of hearing it, but today is the day before. So, can you put the live schedule on Discord? That's a good idea, Jenna. I think I will do that. Well, it's in transition, Jenna. Everything's transforming. Annie just got a job, so I'm gonna probably be doing some earlier lives and some later lives and doing different things. So it's still in transition, but this next month in July, it should all become solidified. All right, my loves. I will see you next week. I hope you all have a wonderful week this week. I hope every single one of you keeps your mind open, your heart open for adventure and excitement to come in and be experienced. All right. See you next week. Love you guys. Bye.